Welcome to episode 69 of Peace Talk. Thank you guys for joining us. Whether you're live, whether you're watching this after the live. Yes, this is another amazing episode where we get to profile and have a nice chat with some really cool personalities. In this case, we have OMG Tarot. How you doing?
Hey.
That's what's up. I see we have D Lady Manhattan and Inspirational Touch Under the Mystic Mood. What's up, Nancy Smith? The people in the chat are coming through. I know you guys might have saw 7, but we started this a little earlier. But yeah, how you doing? I know you have OMG. I was gonna say I know you have that as your title.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, how are you? I was gonna ask your name, but it's totally fine.
I'm 32.
What was that?
I'm 32.
Oh, I was gonna ask okay, so I didn't ask your age, I was gonna ask your name, but that's good to know.
Oh yeah, my name is I thought that's what you said. My name is Nisha.
All right, cool. And yeah, black don't crack for sure, because
Really?
That's really awesome. You've already had your Saturn return, which is very
Oh my gosh. Very tumultuous times.
definitely.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling with all these energy shifts personally? What's that been like for you?
You mean like those 5 retrogrades or like?
Yeah.
I think honestly I thrive in a Mercury retrograde. I think that everybody else is kind of wobbly and frustrated, but I'm like, obviously your car didn't start, it's a Mercury retrograde, so I'm like cruising through it, but everybody else is a little more frustrated. And I think that my natal chart has a Mercury retrograde. Like, I feel like I was born in the storm, so I can handle a Mercury retrograde. But the planets retrograde, I think it was just an emotional roller coaster. Yeah. I think it's that Neptune thing.
And the eclipse too. We had a rigorous eclipse, so I can only imagine. If anything, what is your zodiac sign and your moon sign?
My big 3?
Yeah, what are the big 3?
Pisces, Sun.
Pisces?
Yeah, Pisces.
Nice.
Pisces. You're a Gemini though, so is it?
I love Pisces still. It's all good.
Pisces are fun. I mean, Geminis are fun.
Thank you. Pisces are fun too, my experience.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's funny.
You have an Aries Moon?
Aries Moon, yeah.
Okay.
It's very. I find that like a lot of people with Aries, they just like react and they go for the jugular and they're like, oh, oops, what happened back there? I didn't mean it. Like, I don't know, like rage and regret kind of situation.
I'm so glad you said that, because I've honestly felt for a while Aries Moons, like, it's like by the time you can control your impulse, you already reacted. It's like too late.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you probably have a lot of like anxiety because you have like pent up stuff. It's not always to like push that out.
What's that like having as with a Pisces sun? Because there's just such a duality there, like the compassionate Pisces, but the warrior Aries that'll just like slice you.
It's like when I get offended for like 2-3 reasons. Like the fact that you did it, the fact that you to do it, and the fact that you didn't think how that would make me feel. Like I just like I feel like an Aries moon is like you think so much, but then the moon, the Aries moonness, like as a Pisces you think a lot and then you're so emotional about everything.
Yeah.
And as the Aries moon, you're just like berserk about it. You're like more intense about it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of Pisces aren't as intense. That's why I always say that the March Pisces are a little bit different than the February Pisces. Like the February are more Aquarius, like back and calm, and then the March Pisces are all like crazy and kooky and weird, just because of that Aries cuspness.
I totally agree with that. Are you a February Pisces or?
Which one? Can you guess?
I want to say February.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back, but yeah, pretty introverted but no, I'm a March Pisces.
Oh, sick! Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. And what's your rising sign?
It's Taurus.
Taurus rising gang. I'm a Taurus rising too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, my moon sign's Capricorn. That's why I still get along with Pisces. My Taurus rising and my Capricorn.
Yes.
So it works.
Capricorn's in that structure.
Oh yeah, my Gemini and my Cap fight every day. It's a war. It's definitely a war.
Wow.
Yeah. How is it like? Also, I really like dynamics like this because I'm air, earth, and you're water, fire. So this is a really nice balancing of elements. Yeah. Do you ever find that your Pisces can drown your Aries, or does the Aries stay lit?
I feel like it's, and a lot of Pisces, like on the outside, I don't know what it is, but I feel if you have like a sun and an Aries moon, you're like, dah, this is because like you're hot-headed or you're like impulsive, but then you also understand and feel bad completely. So it's like you're your own worst enemy, you're your biggest critic, and like but you still have those like little outbursts of impatience and just, I don't know. It's like watching yourself be someone. I'm not saying I'm like a serial killer or that, but like I just like do things and I'm like deeply regret it, think about it. Oh no, I have to forgive me. I have like, and then other people just move on. If you're like an earth sign, you're just like, yeah, what's done it is what it is. But like I will like feel guilty about something for a long time, and I will overthink a lot of things, and I go like, oh, was that offensive? Could that have been offensive? And then I'll think about that for a long time because of the Pisces. Yeah. But then like, yeah, I speak a lot without thinking sometimes, which is why this is only my second live streaming.
You speak a lot with what?
Without think. Oh yeah, I talk fast too. I speak a lot without thinking.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Sometimes thinking can slow you down, I've learned, when it comes to just speaking out. But I can totally empathize. Like my Mars is in Aries, so I have done so much like ridiculously crazy things that now my Capricorn and Gemini have to be like, damn, like I should have thought about it. Like even before I can think about it, I already did it. So I can only imagine what it's like to have like your soul there. It's just, but I love Aries moons because y'all are very inspiring. Like you do kind of light people's inner fire really well, which is super. And then on top of that, you got the Pisces energy. So do you connect with Rihanna at all?
Yeah, I'm like, at first I was like, why would you want to be a good girl and then go bad? I'm like, oh. Yeah. Because you like, and then plus she was with what? On her Taurus.
Oh my God.
And then I've been with like Taurus guy, and I know what that is. Like they're very blunt, and then you think that you want to kind of be like them, but then they're just not awesome. They're not. Well, not all of them, but like they I don't know. I think that a lot of Pisces go for narcissists and people who need them.
Y'all love them. Virgo too. It's hilarious.
Huh?
No, like that's what I've learned Pisces does a lot. It's like, oh, someone who's totally not right for me. Let's shower my love to them. They need
Exactly. Somebody who doesn't need me at all. I want them to need me because if they needed me, that would be the biggest accomplishment of a Pisces. Yeah. It's pretty bad. But I heard that, like I've read it so many times that Pisces are legendary for picking the wrong partner, but they're really good at picking other people's partners.
Yeah, oh, they are good. I agree with that too. Them and Libra. Honestly, I still can't get over you being like, I wonder why she'd want to be a good girl gone bad. Oh, that's amazing. That's it.
Yeah, that was that's more understanding. Like, oh, I get it.
Makes sense now. I feel you. The same thing happened with me and Kanye. I was like, why is Kanye just such an uppity, like arrogant dude? Like the music is great. I understand. And then as being a black Gemini man growing up, now I understand. Like now I listen to Kanye's old music, like now I see why he could be bothered to come late to wherever he's going. Like it makes sense now.
Yup.
It is what it is. Do you connect with him with his Pisces moon at all, or
with Kanye's Pisces moon?
Yeah.
He has a Pisces moon?
He has a Pisces moon. He is a divine one.
That's so funny.
That's why he's so emotionally unstable.
That makes a whole lot. That makes sense. Because me and my sister, we would always like. I even had a dream that I was friends with. But my sister, I have a twin sister. Obviously, she's a Pisces. She was like, I just feel like I need to be his friend because I understand what he's doing, but we'll just tweak it a little bit. Like,
no, he could definitely be around a lot more Pisces. He might not be around enough because I mean, Common's a Pisces, but yeah, Pisces sun. What? Common is a Pisces, so I don't know how much he talks to him still. But yeah, he definitely needs to be around more Pisces, if anything. Like that is a good soulmate combo right there. And I'm really liking your background. It's looking really nice. Pisces always nice magical backgrounds where they work. It's amazing.
Yep.
Magical.
Yeah.
Sipping on your tea.
Is that what your background? Oh, where are you, buddy? Like
I am in the confines of space. I teleport. Oh, yeah. This is totally not green screen. This is real space. I am floating in the atmosphere.
That's funny.
Uh-oh. Interesting. I started to talk about being in space and we have interference mildly. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it went a little like frazzly for a bit, but then now we're good.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I mean, hold on. Can you guys see her? By the way, we're having issues on our end seeing you. Everything's good. Like I think your camera settings and your audio settings are good. We're just having some internet issues. So we'll keep it moving. Oh, there we go.
Okay. I wanted to open that link anyway, but
nice. Yeah, the live chat is bumping if you can tune in. But
yeah, I can't see anything.
You can't see anything?
Yeah, that link you gave me, it opened blank for some reason.
To the video?
Yeah.
Here, I'll send it to you. I'll just send another.
Okay.
So okay. I love talking to Pisces too, because Pisces are really good at being aware of energetic currents. Most aren't. And one thing that I've heard consistently from different is seeing into the glitches in the matrix. Are you aware of this part of reality where you're able to see through? Well, do you believe this world is a bit of a program or a simulation or very? I mean, it's very real as well. But what's your experience with it?
What are we experiencing? Okay, so my whole thing, my spiritual journey is like Abraham Hicks. I don't know if you know Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks.
Who Esther Hicks? She channels Abraham Hicks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Abraham.
For sure.
So I started with that, and I'm like, that resonates. That makes sense. And so I started like reading all these other books, and I got to conversations with God. And the explanation there was was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, how can you experience your own perfection? be in a place, a time, and a space so that you can measure it. And there has to be contrast. There has to be good and bad, and there has to be perspective, and so stuff like that. But do I think this is a simulation? I feel like it's on the same level as, on par as like a dream. Like where we go when we dream, I think is a bigger place or a more infinite universe than where we are right now in the physical. I think space creates the limitation so that we can experience the greatness of what all that is.
And have you personally experienced certain like glitches? I want to say, I don't want to ask you a loaded question, but like, have you how real is this reality to you is more so what I'm getting at.
How real is it?
Yeah.
I think just because I'm a human right now, it's very real. It's,
yeah.
And touching it, 5 senses, they tell me it's real. However, like there are things that I have experienced personally that if I were to hear from someone else, they would probably be like, oh, but for me, I think that there's a lot more, and I just think that time and space is a measure of the greater thing that I can't understand because I'm a human. But the glitches, I think the glitches are like synchronicity and like, visiting dreams and dreaming and those intangible things that you can't really explain and people need signs for and people may or may not believe, but a lot of people experience it at the same time. Michael, like
I'm here with you. I'm just being a Gemini as usual.
He's just texting me.
It's always when like I'm doing something, there just has to be energy to take my focus. Like you could have hit me up all the other time, but I totally do resonate 100% about you being a human. So it's very real to you. And that's another thing I really appreciate because like and this isn't always so bad because it should be encouraged, but you definitely, I'm pretty sure you deal with people who deny their humanness. They're like, oh, I'm not a human, I'm a god, or I'm an angel. That is just, I mean, like I'll admit I'm angelic in spirit, but once again, I'm still also in human form, so that comes with its limitations. How personally do you integrate this dream time awareness with this physical reality and whatnot?
Dream time awareness. My dreams are like so important to me, and it's like okay, so like when I was 10 during Pisces season, it was March break, and I went to grandma's house to spend the weekend with my twin sister, and then at that point we hadn't seen my dad for 5 days, so everyone's like, where he would usually call by now, and my dad's was a real estate agent, so he was always like traveling, so we're like, probably somewhere, no reception. This is like the 90s. So then we went to my grandma's house and like we went to bed, and then at like 1 o'clock in the morning, we're like 10 years old, so 1 o'clock in the morning is very late. I woke up because I had a dream, and in the dream my dad was like, okay, you're only gonna be able to talk to me here, don't worry, I'll talk to you tomorrow, everything's okay. And I woke up and I told to my sister, like, my dad, no, Lisa's dad, I think he passed away. I said, Dad's dead. Like, what? And then we literally heard a knock at the door, and then the police were there, and we heard my grandma shut. I'm like, that, if anybody tells me that story, I'm like, oh, okay. But that happened to me, so I believe that I believe that there's something in this physical reality that my dad could kind of warn me or like let me know
beforehand.
I'm here now. And I dreamt about him every single night. I dreamt about him every single night until the funeral. But then, and the night of the funeral, like, okay, well, I thought I was sad. I'm like, okay, well, I can visit Dad here. I wasn't even crying when they told us that my dad passed away. And then the night of the funeral, like before the funeral, he literally shot into the sky. But before, he's like, okay, I'm gonna be here now, but you're you're gonna have to adjust to life. For, like, I can't even remember the specifics, but that was.
I have chills.
You're gonna have to adjust to light. I literally went up into like this ray of light, and I was 10, so I didn't know what it was, but I'm guessing that's the Kundalini energy, or we'll have described that is. And it was like a indigo-ish nothingness, nowhere, but that beam of light that he went up into. I was like, there's like no way I would ever believe that unless it happened directly to me. And there's like, I can't even explain it properly to somebody else. But so I believe that there's way more than I can even interpret, because I'm a human. But when I'm an observer of humans, there's like so much even that I can't even.
I'm so glad you shared that story with us, which isn't necessarily the easiest to share too, because you get, my apologies, you really helped me understand this process. It's something that I really hope to go deeper in. So far, everyone who's told me experiences about their parents dying or loved ones dying and the dream realm has been so similar. I've had a friend who's talked about his mother who passed, and he had a dream of her in some subspace. Like before she left, at some point, just like you, she had to go, like she couldn't see him there anymore. But it's so funny because his sister had the same dream. So yeah, it's really making me curious about what is this subspace? Because I've learned that during full moons, all the souls that have died before the full moon, during the full moon, they go away. Like that's the portal that they can go through. And I think it's so much more meaningful for you that the funeral was that point there. So you've definitely opened up a rabbit hole or a light bulb. I definitely want to look more into that. Mediumship is one of my biggest passions. I've just not necessarily been sure how to go deeper. I know I will though. But other than that, before we get more into what you do, I really love Pisces and the spiritual realm that y'all represent. How is it, would you say at some points like that overlaps in this real world? Is there a special experience you have that kind of takes the physical and then just like you can see everything in everybody, or you can see different facets in everyone? How does that play in? Like, how do you deal with both perspectives and not go crazy?
It's okay. So I said I have a sister, but we had that very special connection because we're twins. And so this whole time we sort people out by genres of people. So we've been cataloging based on how they act, and not the things they say, but the fact that they say those things. So we've been like kind of thinking like in a way that we thought other people were thinking for a long time. Like when it comes to like bringing it into the physical, me and my sister, when we lose our stuff, like if I lose my keys, if I don't know where the cat is, I will call my sister and I will say, I can't find my keys. Where do you picture them in your mind's eye? We didn't know what clairvoyance was like that. Where do you see? I think they're buried in the couch. Thank you. Bye. And it was so like often that it was just normal, like things like that. Or I have a stomach ache, but I'm not sick. Lisa, are you okay? Oh yeah, I know I'm sick. I have a stomach ache. Oh, so wow. I know that she travels through time and space because we're not even in the same city. And it's so like normal that I think that it's just really about perception. Just paying it, like just noticing.
No, definitely. And I can already see why there's this mild interference. Like there's a mild interference, so we don't hear you that well because you're talking about some really amazing real life experiences that it's nothing on your end. You're doing everything right. It's just sometimes when I speak to certain people, like I spoke to a Virgo lady and like it was just getting interfered because anytime people for some reason on this platform speak the truth, there's just some kind of interference. Like it's sometimes, and it always happens with Pisces too. It usually happens with Virgos as well. So thank you for sharing this, because like I was going to say, a lot of what you're saying is conventionally seen as pseudoscientific, is conventionally seen as fake or not true. And I know with full confidence you're not lying. Like I've experienced some of what you said as well. And I love how you were saying, you know, it's true because you've lived it. This is that awareness that I feel Pisces is also spearheading, in how you can just share this magical experience with a lot of people. So, you know, amazing. I got recommended to reach out to you, and you're really awesome at what you do. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel and to do what you do?
So my channel started, I started it in 2016, but I started it February 2018. And it was because from November, which was like, I think near the end of, what was it? There was a Uranus retrograde. Saturn, what was it? Saturn was something with huge transition with Saturn, with Capricorn, Sagittarius Saturn moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn. That's what I remember. A lot of stuff was happening. It was a very high stress time. I can't see you anymore, Michael.
I hear you. I'll be back.
Okay.
But you were saying it was around the Saturn transit?
Yeah. Things were happening. Like exes were coming back. People were sick. My cat was sick. And in February, cat actually, like, I had him for 12 years. He was literally my best friend. I know he's just a cat, but like, he's just my best friend. And I had to put him down in the middle of February, and 4 days later I was like, okay, I'm not gonna wait anymore, I'm just gonna make my channel, because I just felt like I'd do it in his honor. That's literally why. And that's why oh my god, because I didn't know it to David, so I was like, oh my god, this whatever, because I knew that I wasn't gonna be very like, hello, this is your tarot reading. I was gonna always be self and be silly, which I can't stop even if I tried.
It's like once you get started, it's I don't even think you can. I mean, you can stop. We've seen several people, but yeah, it's really. I feel like that's where I was gonna say it's really magical, but it's way more than that as well. Just like pulling. I mean, you ever have those moments where you're not even sure what the card means, but you go with your intuition and it's everything the person had to hear, which is just like,
that's so funny. Yeah, absolutely. I do that like when I do readings in person. That's how I feel. I'm like, well, I start babbling on and on about what I know about the sign and this scenario means, but I don't like assume that that's applicable to the person. I'm like, I'm just reading your cards. This is what the card says. Here's how I can personally relate to it. That's what I think it means. And they're like, wow, you don't even need the cards. And I was like, I need them. Like, it's crazy. But I also think that's the same thing as law of attraction, where it's like people who need to hear what they need to come to the people that will say it. So
true that. And what has been like the most interesting part of you giving readings now, as far as like are there any readings that kind of, let me rephrase that. Has there been any crazy readings that you've given so far that you've been doing this?
I want to say a personal one, but then I don't. Say those readings, they're always like swords, to the point where I'm like, guys, brace yourselves. I know it's gonna be a bunch of swords. Like the last two readings that I had, but those are like the general like Zodiac, like the Scorpio ones. They're like 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Swords of Swords, like the Tower, Death, and those ones are pretty rough. Those ones are pretty crazy. And then the crazy part is people are like, oh, that's spot on. Like it's completely my week. And I'm like, wow. Like I'm just trying to make it better. Don't worry, guys. It's only 1 week. But like honestly, the Scorpio ones, those are the ones that really make me go, whoa. Because like, you know, nobody wants a bad reading.
Nobody does. I hate to be the bearer of bad news myself. Actually, I'm glad you said that. Do you use reversed cards or do you just use upright?
No, I reverse.
You do reverse, okay. I'm honestly, the reverse is a little bit too real for me. I'm still the type of reader. When I read myself, if I don't like the cards, I just pull another card.
Well, I feel like a lot of the times the reversal is like you just have to put a little extra effort to flip it over because they want your attention, or like that. Pay attention to that Queen of Cups in reverse because it's just telling you to pay attention to the intuition that you have. So it's not necessarily like this could be positive or negative because it's reversed. Hey, pay attention. Like, pay a little more attention. You're doing it. Like when I get 10 of Cups in reverse, I'm like, it's not bad. It's just, it's delayed. It's, you know, on the way though. It's still a sign that it's there.
I think that's really healthy. So it's based off the premise that like reversed cards are just blocked energy, and once you resolve that, I believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I actually, there's actually some reversals that can be positive too, which is great as well.
Yeah, like Cups.
So have you ever given readings where it's like all negative, like where it's like, oh damn, I can't believe I had to tell them this, like it's all negative. I mean, even in negative readings, they're still kind of helpful because they let people know. But like, have you ever had some readings where it's like, oh my God, like who are you? What am I doing? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But I always I never leave it on that note. I'll never be like, oh, 10 of Swords, that sucks. Good luck with that. I'll pull like an oracle card where it's straight advice, or like I'll be like, okay, well this scenario could mean this and this, so you might want to watch that. You know, it's just a caution to this, or pay attention to that. Maybe you can reverse it. You still have free will, but if you notice this happening, it's easy to not a negative thing, so that you're not fearing something might happen. But if you playfully oh, I knew it, I knew you were gonna try to steal from me. Oh my God, Tarot said there'd be some deception. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna not leave my wallet in my back pocket today or this week. It doesn't have to be like the end of the world ever.
That's one thing I like about the cards too. It's like you can pull it thinking it's going to mean something, and then it ends up meaning something a little bit different, but it still holds true to the card. Sometimes very literally too.
Especially next to another card.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
You know, it's fun. It's fun. It's supposed to be a game, right?
Yeah, we're usually originated as a game, I think, to throw off the people who didn't want them to use it for divination, or I think it just turned from a game of divination. And I'll do my research on that again. However, just to reiterate, so I know you mentioned the Saturn and Sagittarius transit, but you've been reading before 2016.
Where what?
I know you mentioned Saturn and Sagittarius, but you've been reading cards way before 2016, right?
Oh yeah, I've had a deck for since I was 19, so 10, 11 years. And I knew numerology, and I already knew astrology. And like I said, my sister and I, we'd always been describe scenarios and people. So when I started reading the cards, when I started taking them serious a few years ago, but I didn't start reading until this year. But I learned that over the past few years very slowly. And I don't know, it was just such a slow, I started learning the Zodiac when I was 10. And so everything was just a very slow, gradual thing. And wanted the confidence to start reading, started to really study them and the symbolism. And I was like, I know this. Oh, I know this stuff. I know what that means, and I understand why that's associated with that. That makes it like it just was so like, oh,
Yeah.
I makes sense. Oh yeah, of course. Like, but that's why I really like the traditional tarot decks, and like the like mermaid ones and the fairy ones. They're nice and everything, but I feel like they always stray just a little bit from the traditional meanings. But the traditional meanings, like, they just really resonate with me. Like, I mean, some of the other decks, they're pretty, but I don't know what it is. I just love the traditional one, and I'll usually use like an oracle deck just for advice, or Salt Bay, put that garnish on it, you know.
Salt Bay. Oh yes, definitely gotta pay homage. How do you deal with clients who what's your experience with clients who just want to hear love advice? Like the cards are saying, tell them about their finances or tell them about life issues, and then, oh, I just want to know who I'm in love with, or rather, my question is, how do you feel about people who they're just attached to someone the cards saying they're not supposed to be with, but they don't want to hear anything else?
Yeah, I always go just like, okay. Like, first and foremost, you want the first thing that every single person wants in a relationship, they want something back, right? So what you should do, I usually just bring them right back around to, keep busy, focus on other things. The position for your soulmate, your love, whoever your person is of choice that you desire, that's the space that needs to be filled like you're hiring a job. This person that you're talking about, if they should happen to fill that position at some point, lovely. But what you should be working on is defining the job description, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get that perfect, then by then, maybe you won't care. Maybe you'll start to realize that this person isn't the match. But maybe, like, I want to, like, make them start feeling the opposite of what they're coming in for. So they don't want to hear, no, he's not the one. They never want to hear that. But to, like, let them know that, he could be the one, but here are other possibilities you should think about. And they're actually a lot more exciting. And if he actually is the one, then you'll be happy anyway. But at the end, like, the end result of where we're going is you being happy, so that if you're with them be happy while you're with them anyway, right? You're miserable or you're upset or you're sad and they're attracted to you, probably not the one. And it makes sense. Like, it's like trying to make emotions and thoughts make sense.
Yeah.
That's like part of what I'm trying to do. Like, of course you want him. You can't have him. Like,
I feel you. That's so amazing.
Everybody knows, like, the first, like, number one, you want somebody that wants you back. Like, and this person doesn't want you back. Why do you? Because they're really handsome. Okay, well, maybe you want a handsome guy. Get a handsome guy. Where do handsome guys go? Like, the bar? Okay, well, let's be at the bar. Like, I don't know.
I didn't realize, for me, I had purposefully done that to keep myself single. It was a subconscious pattern where, like, it's very much so a Venus in the 12th thing, but I would always go for unavailable people who didn't want me, because that would mean if I keep on desiring them, I'd never be with someone, because it's almost like a way to stay alone. And I didn't realize at first it was subconscious until, I shine that light to the subconscious. So the psychology behind that is really interesting. It's not like everyone does that for that reason, but it really does make you examine your motives in that sense. And thankfully, me going through that personally. Oh, God bless you.
Sorry, I hear you. It's my cat.
No, it's all good. Oh, nice. Yeah. I was going to say, thankfully, me going through that personally, it helps me understand where people are coming from and counsel them better. So that's cool. But what kind of cat do you have?
Oh my God. Sorry. Sorry. She meowed like she wanted to come on, and, like, I don't know. And then she did one of those little, like, the ones where they're not vocal, but they kind of are, and it sounds very faint.
Yeah.
That's cute. I had to.
She played you. She played you. Cats. I want to get a cat myself, but I don't know if I'm
They're
ready.
awesome. They're awesome.
Oh,
They're very
I feel
spiritual.
like, yeah, I was gonna say I feel like having a cat would like raise my psychic ability somewhat, help with my intuition.
That's fine.
Oh yeah. I love Pisces once again. They're usually the better readers that I connect with, and y'all are so fun. You're so fun personally. An hour has almost gone by. Like I didn't realize.
Really?
Yeah, like it does not feel like, honestly, 40 minutes have gone by. It only feels like.
Wow.
So let's move on to the next segment. I have my tarot cards. Would you be down to pull some cards with me?
Wow.
What we can both do together is pull 4 cards for 4 of the Zodiac sign tribes, and we can take turns interpreting. And then if you don't mind, do you mind pulling me some cards and I pull you some cards live?
Sure.
Sweet. Sweet. So we'll start with the fire tribe. We'll do Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So
fire signs.
yeah.
So
for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, I'll pull a card and then you could pull a card and then we could interpret them. So I'm using the Tarot of the New Vision deck. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice.
That's all the
I've
cards.
never seen that.
It basically takes the traditional deck and it shows you the cards as if they were backwards, as if you're looking at it from behind, which is kind of cool. Like here's the cups, for example. It's the reverse way around.
Oh, is that Lo Scarabeo? I can't say the name properly.
Yes, Lo Scarabeo. That's very true. He actually said it.
Oh, that's cool. I should look. What's it called again?
I see Lo Scarabeo right here.
What's the deck called?
Oh, Tarot of the New Vision.
Okay, that's something I should write down.
Tarot of the New Vision. So for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, the card I have is the 2 of Wands, the Mars and Aries card. It says, plan your way originally, and to really see your place in the world by examining what original decisions you can make to put yourself out there. I kind of see it as like a potential card. Let's see what card you have along with the 2 of Wands to mix with.
2 of Wands is awesome for a fire sign.
Oh yeah.
All right. There's future, past, present. I'm standing in the present. I see the future and way beyond into the future. Whole world's. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm getting all dramatic. Let's see what my card is.
This also applies to moon and rising signs as well. For anyone.
I can't see. 2 of Swords.
So we got 2 cards for the fire. That's awesome.
Some of you have some decisions to make. It's about time. Because I think that these are the type of decisions where you're like, I know I've had to do it for some time. I have to make like a big jump forward. And I think it's obviously involving passion of some sort. But it's like a stalemate decision that deep down, my passion. I need to like that fire. I know what I have. I know I have what it takes to do it, but the way my bank account's set up.
The way my bank account's set up, there we go. I feel you on that. So it's just it's urging fire to make logical decisions with the plans they're making and nothing too emotional, I would say. Which is I just think it's amazing we both pulled 2 for the fire. So for water, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, my card for you is the 7 of Wands. Stand your ground. You are in you actually have the advantage. There are people who think they know what they're talking about, but they don't. And you do. And you see from a higher place, I see. So don't back down. Just very.
Why are we always fighting out here?
Right? It's always a battle these days. Oh, nice. So you fight.
Yeah.
You were fighting the good fight. That's totally great.
This is what you want. This is how you want to seal reading. This is how you want to close it. Although this is not the end, it's good. W for those of you who are fighting the good fight. Oh my goodness. It's such a good card to get after getting 2 and 2, and then the more further ones. Especially, I mean, you don't want the death card after you have the fighting card. So.
Oh my God, that's so true. I didn't think about that. That would
be ending the fight.
Yeah.
Remember the 2 of Wands where you were looking into the distance? If you keep going, if you just keep going, fire sign. I mean,
don't give up, water signs.
Water sign.
Don't give up, water. That's basically the message. You guys are getting hooked up, so that's awesome. Anything you've been standing up for, keep at it. All right. Air signs: Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. The card that I have for you is the Sun in Gemini card, the 10 of Swords. This is the ending. Any kind of difficult situation. There could be an idea that you just kind of give up on. There could be an ending to a situation, a death. I kind of see this as like a minor arcana death card. But this in a lot of cases, air has to deal with a difficult mental issue or a way of thinking that kind of just got in your way, that it's finally over. Like it's the worst it can get. So I kind of see some relief here. I hope so. Bam! Uh-oh, you got the 3.
Oh!
All right.
Celebration.
All right.
Celebration, guys. This is collaboration. And it's a good thing.
So the end of one thing leading into collaboration. Thank God. That's a good clarifier.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So embrace whatever ends, air. And I get the sense I got that for you, air, because sometimes air signs, Libras especially, like when they argue, they can just bring stuff up that is dead. And it's like, just leave it dead. Don't bring back stuff up with friends that have been dead. Just let it die. Don't bring it up. Okay, so finally, Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. We have, interestingly enough, I got the 2 of Wands for you as well, similar to fire. So it definitely opens up planning for you as well. But I think it's a lot more about just realizing your potential and really mapping out, what am I going to do that will make me stand out in the world? What is my original contribution to the world? Because you do have this world in your hands. You have resources that you're ready to brand yourself accordingly, just like fire. So looking forward to that.
All right, Earth sign. Who's that? Is that the Page?
Ooh,
He shows a lot. Page of Pentacles. Now,
reverse.
Well suited for the Earth signs.
Right? Can I make that up?
You don't like reversals all that much, right? But I feel like this is like...
It's relevant.
Sorry?
It's relevant. The fact that you pulled that is so accurate from a Cap Moon and a Taurus rising. Like, it applies to me as well. So, yeah.
Your interpretation of the Page of Aries.
Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles reverse to me is more so like someone who is having issues organizing their brand. Like they're disconnected from their body and their health, and they just need to turn it around. So that's getting in the way of them planning, because it's like they're not connected to their routine or their sense of practicality. I know my diet is like crap. So I so resonate with that. Like, I'm trying to get my lifestyle in order, but I just need to turn it around. I just need to take it seriously. More seriously.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like the person person experiencing it, explaining it, and I was like, okay, I was about to say it, but like in like just you knowing that you need to start that new beginning, but you're like not doing it, but you know you should already. Like if this isn't like new ideas, it's like working on ideas that are new that you haven't executed properly yet. Like, but you know.
Exactly
So
that.
cool.
Exactly that. The way you said it is exactly that. And shout out to Aluna, who has directed the crew here. Y'all are definitely more than welcome, as always. If you guys are coming in, you make sure you check out OMG Tarot's YouTube channel. It's in the description below, which I'll speak on soon. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for you, and then you can pull how much you want for me. We'll see. I'm always selfish when it comes to tarot cards from Pisces. I'm always wanting them to read me because it's just so bad. It's like, yeah. Hey, Lays Sir Bet from the UK. That's what's good. Okay. So for you, not surprisingly, I got the whole Pentacle fam. I have the 4 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
And then this literally came with the King and Queen of Pentacles, right?
Ooh.
And then at first I got the 5 of Swords, but I clarified it for the 3 of Pentacles. So it looks like you're coming into so much greater income working together with someone who is also financially mature. I just kind of see this as King and Queen pulling projects together. It could involve I think it's going to involve getting over a miscommunication. Like you guys might clash at first, but you're getting over that to work together. And this, if it's just you, could mean advice from these 2, but it's 100% speaking of more money. So that's great. That's dope.
That's awesome. I am going to collaborate with the person. We gotta iron out some kinks. You know, I'm wondering, but yeah, that's true.
Nice.
And it is an Earth sign.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Okay, so your cards. You know, I'm gonna look at it first. Chariot. This tells me that you need to reel in your, or maybe you just want to consider controlling the thoughts that are inside your head. I always go, you know those thoughts because you were triggered and you were thinking of those thoughts when I just said it. So those are the ones that you're not going to share with me, share with other people. This is the person that you are when no one's watching. So control those thoughts. And this coming at you is to highlight thoughts that you were thinking of, and that seriously, keep your composure.
Control.
You know, keep it looking your looking very public appearance-y. Like, yeah, no, I'm good, I'm fine. But take care of those feelings on the inside and those thoughts.
That is way.
You have the 4 of Cups in reverse. I mean, I feel like that aligns with the sentiment that you're waiting to execute on things that make you feel emotional, that you're waiting, that spiritually, emotionally, you're connected. And because it's in reverse, it's like, I mean, again, with the reversal thing, it's just a delay. And it might be that stagnation is for like too long with this card, because the upright is already a stagnant card. But for this, it's like, okay, now you're really not kind of starting to see feel the gratitude that you have for the other things that are going really well, but it's keeping you stuck and somewhat unappreciative. Like, it's like you're aware of your appreciation for what this is that you do have, but you're not like energetically great.
Damn.
Wait, I should have ended on a positive note. But
It's straight. If you want to pull more cards, you can. I'm
oh
chill.
yeah, okay. I'm on this.
Because so far, everything you pulled is like 100% spot on. So now I'm just like, more.
Here we go. Judgment card.
Yes!
Like, you're the biggest judge of your own Like, you know what that means. Always, whenever I see this card, I always picture like the clouds like parting and people going, "Oh my God, we never thought this day would come." To me, this is like a surprise. Like, if somebody were to look at you and do an evaluation of your life right now, how would you feel? How would you think? Are you doing good? In what areas do you need work? Like, it's like a full-blown evaluation of life, like your life circumstance. I know it's not the world card. I know it's not a transitional type period, but it's a definite indicate you should really level up to what it is you're not leveling up to. Not a negative card.
So real. No, yeah, you're amazing. This is I literally even pulled the Chariot card today just for it controlling myself, because that's really the theme. Like, that's why I was all team no fab yesterday, and really just being a lot more integral in my decision making. But other than that, let us now play, and thank you very much again, by the way. Make sure y'all hit her up. Just like it's sad, like every time I connect with a really awesome person, there's just bad connection. And I know your connection is good. I know my connection is good. So it is what it is. We're getting what is needed from here. But yes, so we're going to close with the 3 questions game. So we're going to take turns asking each other 3 questions. You can start first, I'll answer, and then I'll ask you a question, and then you'll answer, and then we'll just go 2 more rounds.
Okay. I got a question.
It could be a question about anything too. It doesn't have to be about anything.
Okay. Who's your least? No. What sign, including Pisces, do you like can get under your skin and like you feel really annoyed by it?
Oh my God. Okay. I usually feel uncomfortable around Pisces because
You do it.
that's not the sign though. Y'all don't annoy me. It's more for a different reason. It's like any place that I'm out of integrity, I feel like Pisces can see through. So I feel naked around Pisces. It's like just this greater energy that's just really, it's weird. Like, what's annoying about y'all is when I think I know how you're gonna respond, you guys psychically pick up on it, and then you just respond a different way. Like, if I assume I know what you're gonna say, you guys will just be like, "Oh, well, no," and it's just like, "Ah, you're doing that on purpose." Just so that I don't assume. But it's all good. Honestly, I want to say, who gets on my nerves? It's a different sign every day, to be honest. I wanted to say Virgo. It's just Virgo doesn't really get on my nerves. Virgo kind of really just reminds me that I can't not be on my A game. So then I'd start getting insecure if there's certain places that I'm not really the most integrity with, and then it's like whatever. So, but I don't think they annoy me either, to be honest. Scorpio can be annoying because they can be super bossy and they will not regard what you are. They're just gonna do what they want. But I'm stubborn too, so I know that's just a mirroring thing. I can't say that's annoying. Taurus can be annoying because Taurus will do this thing where, like, at least for Gemini and for me, like they'll throw shade at me, but still smile in my face. Not like they're being fake though. It's just they'll just say some veiled compliment, or they'll just say something that's like, I know you meant it the other way, but it is what it is. So I don't know.
That's so funny.
I can say Capricorn's annoying with them. Okay, so it's not just in my head then, because Taurus and Capricorn do that a lot. So it's like they will compliment you, and it's like you dissed me. You freaking dissed me at the same time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was literally saying this today. I was just saying this today, but I was talking about an Aries, but she cussed the Taurus. You know,
there you go. That's where it comes from. Honestly, I want to say Capricorn. I want to say Capricorn with the unsolicited advice, like when they, but I have a Cap moon, so I usually know where they're coming from. So I can't answer that question yet. You wanted to know who gets under my skin, and I want to say it's a variation of the earth signs, sometimes very, but it's not really them that annoys me. It's just the perspective, because they'll tell me stuff that I need to know, but I'm already seeing it from a different level. So it's like what they're telling me I already know, but they're only going off of what I'm showing them, which is why they're being real about it. So it's just that disconnect that can be very annoying in that aspect. Yeah. And water only gets under my skin when they expect us to be sensitive, and I just want to be an insensitive asshole. And it's like I'm not trying to care. And so then I just start to feel I start to feel like a dick. But other than that, my question for you is, what's your favorite tarot deck?
My favorite tarot deck?
Yeah.
It's the Golden Universal.
So this one that you...
I got it from a friend. She gifted it to me for this year, and it's golden, like it's so pretty, and it's like, I don't know, it's like it comes alive for some reason. I think it's just because the golden glimmers, but also just when I read myself, it's always very in sync. You know, I don't let anyone touch this one, but the other decks, sure. I also really like. I have the vice versa tarot deck. I like that one. Like the Druid tarot deck, although I don't use it very much on my channel. But it's very pretty. That's all the requirement. Is it pretty? And I guess, is it like exactly the traditional tarot deck with the meanings? Like when the decks have like different card numbers, and I kind of don't really use them, but when they're pretty and traditional, then yeah, I'll pretty much like it for sure.
I still do believe the best decks are the ones that are gifted instead of bought. The ones that are given. Yeah, I've always learned that that's the traditional way to gain a deck. Like someone had told me you shouldn't ever buy a deck, which I'll buy whatever deck. I bought this deck, but I did hear traditionally it's better for it to be gifted. So I always look at stuff like that as very key. So now it's your turn.
What made you wait? Okay, so your channel is skits and live chats, live streams, transit talk. What? How did you start?
How did I what?
How did you start your channel? Like, what was the how has your channel evolved? Because you do different things.
Yeah.
What are you trying to get out of, like, what are you trying to push out to the world? What's your intention?
Well, I love that you asked this, because this goes 100% hand in hand with everything that you pulled in the cards, because I'm at the place in my career and journey here where I'm ready to act on those thoughts. Like since 2015, there were certain series that I was really meant to finish and push forward that I just really took a break from. I just kind of put on the back burner. I have like Zodiac and sign series, the moon in this sign, the sun and the signs. So I'm gonna really, finish those. But the goal for the channel really is to be a free encyclopedia of spiritual knowledge. So if you want to know about tarot, if you want to know about astrology, if you want to know about any of these modalities, you can see on this channel how to do it, what it is, so that you won't have to pay me. You won't have to pay a reader. You still can, and I still advise you pay a professional like us. But if you want to know how to do it your own, you can watch the channel. It can be interactive, and you'll really know. And I'm going to actually, the next series I'm going to start to bring in before palmistry is Chinese astrology. I'm going to start teaching that and bringing that in. I was astounded at how accurate it truly is and how it adds a dimension. So I'll be teaching about the animals, and then I'll be teaching about if you're a Gemini horse or if you're a Leo dragon. So it's going to get really fun. But that's why I'm so grateful for the cards you drew, because I've just been feeling really stuck. I have to control a lot of my energy and finish what I started here, because I did kind of get lost on the way and really held out certain ideals. And it's time to get back to where I started. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you asked that. It's a really good question. I do skits, and I have certain series that I'm going to bring back, like the World War Zero that I do, so it's informative. But what I want to center it around is a daily vlog. Like I'm really still learning how to get my formula to vlog daily, and so I can do a creative daily astrology horoscope. But and I can do that now, but I just really want it to be right. And that's another thing that slowed me down. I was thinking that I needed super amazing equipment and quality, so I had deleted some old videos that I didn't know people really loved, because it wasn't that quality. It was just like raw in front of the webcam. So that really taught me a lot. I'm going to bring that back, and instead of focusing too much on being in the best studio, just do what I can. So really grateful.
Exactly.
My second question to you is, what are no's? What are like 3 no-nos when it comes to doing readings with you? Like what are 3 no's that you'll just stop a reading with the client, or if they do?
Can you say that? Can you scream at me?
Can I scream that? Yeah. What are like 3 no's that under no circumstances someone approaching you for a reading should do? That it'll just kind of turn you off, and you'll just deny.
I haven't had that many bad experiences. The only one is there are people who are repetitive, but that is okay. They just need a more attention, which is okay, but it's just sometimes I don't have as much time to give a lot of attention to just some people that could use Google, people that could, I don't know. There's some people that like they send me a lot of like messages. Is that a no? No.
Yeah, that's definitely a no. Like if they don't get a reading, they just ask you questions in a message, or they just send you bad messages.
They'll send me a lot of messages before the actual reading. Like I don't mean like a couple. I mean like 10, 15, and that's it's a bit. It's just a bit, but I fortunately haven't had that many no's. I haven't had anybody ask my husband, should I have him destroyed? Like I haven't had anything that's super controversial at all. I guess I would say no is like a serious like health question where no, like you got to see a medical professional for like and soon, and there's just like really practical things where it's like I'm not gonna entertain something where it's a clear, basically it's from the common sense stuff. I'm not gonna take a serious situation very lightly, and a tarot card reading will solve it. But I fortunately haven't had any types of situations that are that serious. So I can't really. Maybe in a couple of years I'll have something. Hell no, kind of. No, I'll never do that again.
Hopefully not, but I feel you on that, and that's good.
It could happen.
True that.
It's not in my energy right now. I don't know.
Do that. All righty. Well,
people are most nice. It's weird. It's weird because
you wouldn't expect it. I feel you. I guess it's your vibe attracting your tribe.
Yay.
Now we are on the last round.
Last segment.
Yes.
Theme.
Or rather, the last round of questioning.
Oh, it's my turn. That's a question. Okay, so this is a really serious question. If you could be any zodiac sign, if you could be any zodiac sign for just a day, which one? Why did I pause for that long? Which one would it be?
Best question ever. Best question ever. Okay. I was going to say Pisces or Capricorn, but I would honestly probably be, I would choose Sagittarius. Because if I was Sagittarius, yes, I would do all the stuff that I'm either a little bit afraid to do and just not care, or I would just at least do all that I wanted to do. Or at least if I was a Libra, I would actually have like a girlfriend. I would actually go out on dates and use all my abilities to like, because it works for me because like, no, it doesn't work for me if you think about other planets, but I would totally choose to be a Sagittarius. Now, I like Pisces a lot, and that's why I would choose Pisces because I feel like it's complete. But I feel like Sagittarius, I feel like Pisces might be too much. Like I might be too sensitive and not be able to do as much. Not that it's Pisces' fault, but just with my energy. So
It's a lot.
Honestly, I'm gonna choose Sagittarius because the Sag, like I didn't realize that's what I want to be. I didn't realize your seventh house is kind of what you want to be. Like it's the opposite because they have the traits. Like I love being a Gemini. Like if I could be it again, I would. But it's like the opposite sign has the traits that you desire because they complete you. So like just being joyful, not having resting bitch face like I do, and like actually being vibrant and being wild. It's the Taurus rising in us. It gives it. I feel you.
Very like it's fun. I realized this recently that I think that the perception that people like or people's perception of Pisces because I'm so Pisces, but it's really Taurus. It is like when I come in, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm not talking. I don't know. I'm very like
sedentary. I just want to sit down everywhere and just observe. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And I feel like if I had Sagittarius energy, I would actually have energy to get out of bed and enjoy my day. Whereas I would rather just like with the way I am now, I would really just sleep all day and I can care less.
Why are all Geminis like that?
What happened?
Like I find that like Taurus and Geminis, it might just be the spring month babies, but it's just like Taurus and Geminis have this sleeping disorder, and it's even worse if you're a Gemini. Excuse me, and you live near like an ocean or a lake. It's so bad. Like I've had multiple friends just, I have to move. I'm bipolar, or I have like something's wrong with me. I don't know, and then they get diagnosed. Like it's happened for it to be like nothing.
I hate being bipolar. It's awesome. But
yeah, Kanye.
If anything, yeah, just being a Sagittarius, I just have so much energy to get up and like do push-ups all day. So there's that. My last question for you is, who are your 3 favorite zodiac signs and what 3 signs give you the most challenge?
Top 3?
Yeah.
Libras. I don't know why. Like every time I say this, they always some of them get offended because they take it the wrong way. But like they're so funny because they're so they're really a better word, but rude. Not rude. Crude.
They can be.
I don't know.
But they can be charming rude, where they're like witty, and they could be witty where they're like smile and say something, but it's totally a diss. But they're just so witty and it's so charming that you can't be mad.
All the people that I've like have committed not terrible things, but bad things, naughty things, they're just they know me so well. They don't know themselves that well sometimes, but they know me.
Libra's my top.
Very good. I love Libras. Okay, and then I also really, really I'm really romantically attracted to Virgos, but they're not good for us. They're not good. But I can't not love them as a whole. But I have a hard time on my channel, but I'm so obsessed with Virgos.
But
tough.
Virgos are
And,
sexy though. I can't even blame you. Like,
and then it's funny because even sometimes they look weird, and they're like, I want it. I want it though.
you're right. Like, even the most, even if the Virgo isn't conventionally good looking, they have like a sexy voice, or there's just something about them that's just like mad sexy. I feel
Yeah,
you.
they're very mysterious, very quiet, and you're like, why aren't you paying attention to me? And it's such a trap. It's such a trap. And then you realize that the reason they're so private is because they have a whole bunch of lies, styles, and you know some people, but you don't know those people. Like it's, and then you just want them more because you're like, oh my god, you don't mean it. I don't know.
No, I feel
Then
you.
I Sagittarius. I love them.
Yeah,
I love them.
that is my top three.
Fun. Sagittariuses are like the Capricorns that are like I feel like where Capricorn would teach you structure, they would be very serious about it, but a Sagittarius will teach you structure in a fun way.
Yeah, like how to break the rules a little bit, but still be.
Yeah, but still be within the boundaries of good ethics, and you know what I mean. They see beyond societal norms. They'll be like, this is, I don't know. They're very deep. They're just deep.
No, I agree with
you. In a very spiritual way. Just and like not even when they're trying to be preachy, Sagittarius. So they say things and I'm like, oh yeah, you really think so? Yeah. Wait, yeah, I guess so. Like maybe I do like peanut butter and ketchup sandwiches. I'll try it. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
There's such a wild card like that. I think you're one of the few people out of 69 episodes that put Virgo on your favorites list. So that's also great. Yeah.
What?
You're one of the few people that put Virgo on your favorites list on the top.
It was hard. It was hard. Because I know, but my grandma, my everyone's a Virgo. I love you guys. But you know what? I think it's just because the Pisces in me is like, I want to heal you. I want to tell you how amazing you are, which they like that part, but they don't really, it's at the same time, like they don't really respect not the women, but they don't respect emotional, moody, emotionally unstable ways. So, but like, I just want your brain to love you the way that I don't know. It's getting too deep.
Virgo,
Virgos are
we
awesome.
just want to control and obsess over you. Is that so hard, Virgo? We just want to.
I just want to love you. Stop lying to me.
Oh god. So who are the three on your shit list? I mean the most challenging.
Most challenging. See them to make that list too, because you know I love it.
Virgo always comes on the list.
Yeah, definitely. And for the same reasons I like them, but I find one of the most challenging signs for me is Scorpio, but I can still get along with them. But some of them I found with like multiple Scorpios, they always accuse me of stuff that I'm not doing.
Yes!
What are you talking about?
No, like isn't it? Does this happen to you when like you say something that wasn't meant to offend them, and then Scorpio just takes it as, oh, you meant this against me, and it's like I wasn't talking about you, and it's like, no, you secretly hate me, and it's like, what the fuck?
It's like I have gotten into arguments with Scorpios like you did this. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm your friend. Like, because I knew you hated me from day. Like, what?
What?
You're having a good time.
You don't respect me. That's why you talk to me. Like what?
Yeah. Yes. You don't respect my authority and who I am. And I'm like, whoa. I didn't even know to think that. Like, maybe that's how you feel about me. I don't know. Like, but then they have like 90% of the rest of their personality as it relates to Pisces compatible. They're fun. Their personalities are amazing. They're inspiring. They're adventurous. They're outgoing. I have good Scorpions, but that's because we keep a safe distance. But when we're like mothered, then it's like that stuff happens.
Yeah.
But they're awesome. I think they're awesome. But they're very challenging. Very challenging. And I guess my third challenging sign is Gemini. Oh, they're challenging.
Yeah.
They have a little bit of that Virgo syndrome for me, where they like, no, they demonstrate some frenemies with me. I've mostly had experience with the females. The males, actually, one of my dearest friends is a Gemini male. Like they're a source of understanding. Like I
When
feel
we're
like,
not immature.
huh?
When we're not immature. And
No, not. I would say that like Geminis are more mature than. I think all the air signs are a little bit more mature than normal because they think properly.
I was saying that when we don't happen to be immature, then we're actually good people. We're actually
Evil? What?
no. I said when we're not being fake, and when Gemini men are not being immature, we're actually amazing people.
I don't think I heard that right.
Yeah, my bad. I was being
fake. You guys are actually a piece of meat.
no.
What? I thought we were having a good time.
No, I was saying when we're not immature and when we're not fake, we are actually great. When we're not.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And we are a piece of meat. I will say that too.
What is this conversation going with? But no, they're the most challenging I find because they always try to outsmart me, and I'm a Pisces. So, and if you do, I'll find out shortly later. So they'll lie, and I'll be like, stop. That's happened more than once. But I think that Geminis are fun. I'm painfully aware of the dark side of both, like of all the signs. So it's like, yeah, name off all the terrible things, but like it doesn't make me not like them because I'm very, very much aware of the positive trait. And most of the signs are a lot more fun than Pisces because we're the inner turmoil. It's constant.
Oh no, definitely. I have it's getting hard to defend Geminis because some of us be on some BS where it's like we just have to be a trickster. Like we have to think we know it all. We have to think we can outsmart who we're with. And I didn't realize how much of that is just the Mercury in us. But we'll play the victim. When you guys call us out, we're gonna play the victim each and every time because we just can't be wrong.
Oh yeah. But it's so fun to watch. Like I love reality TV, and I haven't checked, but I'm sure that most of the cast on like Love and Hip Hop and all those shows probably have some Gemini in there. Because it's fun to watch, but like if you're the victim of a Gemini, it's like, oh man. But
oh man, yeah.
Everyone else, it's hilarious.
So no, that's totally awesome. This is really great. And yeah, for those who are interested in a reading, please make sure you subscribe to her. Her link is in the channel below. Do you have any final advice for people that are walking this path?
Yeah. Keep going and going and going and going. And maybe one thing is that try not to own situations personally, and instead of being frustrated, saying I'm annoyed, I'm angry, say that situation's kind of angry, vexing, that situation's annoying. Like try not to personally own negative, stuff.
Yeah. And how can people reach you if they want a reading with you or if they just want to connect with you?
Well, it's very easy, actually. You can go to my website, ohmygodtarot.com, or you can just find me on YouTube, Oh My God Tarot, and take it from there.
Sweet sauce.
Thank you so much, by the way.
No, and thank you for joining. It was totally a great idea to have you come on. You are really a lot of fun. And honestly, like a whole hour and 30 minutes has passed by.
Whoa!
Right? Like, wow. So make sure y'all hit her up. She's really, 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 really dope with the tarot terms. And you have seen she's legit. I've never really met a Pisces that wasn't in integrity that wasn't legit. So it is what it is. And y'all stay blessed. I'm gonna be with Matthew Curry tomorrow, who's a Sag. And until next time,